In this video, I want us to talk about soul travel and astral projection. These two things is one thing in common. Soul travel and astral projection. This is the concept whereby the soul leaves the body and travel to another dimension of spiritual world, or there is something we call ancestral world. So when a man falls asleep and hits a particular point of peace, the soul must come out and continue the journey. The soul will come out and live each life like the way we are living normal here. One thing that we need to know is that the soul does not belong to this world. So when the soul comes out, the soul travels to another dimension of spiritual realms. Okay, it's only the body that needs sleep, but the soul does not sleep. One thing that we need to know, the soul does not sleep. It's only the body that needs sleep. And the soul travels on two channels. It's either light or darkness. Either light or darkness. Let me explain this thing to you for you to understand. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you have to subscribe to this channel, because either than that you are losing a lot. The soul travels on two frequencies. So when the soul wakes up or when the soul comes out from the body, it travels on these two frequencies, which is the darkness and then the light. So when I'm going to sleep and there's a lot of wickedness, or my heart has conceived a lot of sadness and wickedness, when I fall asleep, because the heart has channeled a specific point for the soul, when the soul comes out, the soul travels towards that dimensions, which is the darkness. But when I fall asleep and I sleep with a lot of happiness and joy in my heart, when the soul wakes up or when the soul comes out, the soul travels towards a light dimension. So one thing that we need to know is that some of us, our enemies, try their possible best to cause something to us so that we become angry and become sad before we go to bed. So it depends on what is dominant in you. That is where the soul will travel towards. That is why some of you, when you're feeling hungry and you go to bed, you will have a dream that you are eating. Some of you too, if you are a man, you have targeted a certain girl that you wish to have that girl, you had a dream that you are having sex with that person. That is where your soul has channeled to. For this matter, there's a lot of true men of God, true prophets, who stand on the pulpit all the time. When you ask them to tell you, because there is too much darkness and anger within them, when you ask them to tell you what the good things that will happen to you in the next 5 years, they will not be able to tell you. But when you ask them to tell you the bad thing that will happen to you in the next 5 years, they will be able to pick all of them up, because there's too much darkness in them. That is how it works. So this thing depends on you, where you will tune your soul to. So if any man or anybody wish to tune his or her soul to the light dimension, so that your soul, when your soul travels, it will travel to the light and pick up good things into your life. So it depends on you where you will tune your soul to. And if you will be able to tune your soul to the light, the first thing that you need to know is to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and your personal Savior. Other than that, anytime your soul will travel to the darkness dimension. And also, where there is a lot of darkness, there's a lot of wickedness and bad things over there. So whenever your soul travel to the darkness dimensions, you always experience bad things. You always experience difficulties always in your life. And on the light dimension, there's a lot of healing, wealth, travel, a lot of anything. I mean, anything that a man need in his life is provided already on that light dimension. And the reason why a lot of Christians, our soul cannot travel to the light dimension is because we all the time we have a lot of wickedness and sadness in our life. And our heart has conceived a lot of darkness. That is why. So if your soul is able to travel to the light dimension, you'll be able to receive a lot of great things in your life. You'll be able to receive a lot of great blessings in your life. So those occults, the more they do great sacrifice, the more great things are being revealed to them, or the more they receive a lot of great things in their life. So that's how it works. I know by now you'll be asking, so how do we travel? We do not travel only at night when you are asleep. No, not only in that way that we can travel. Even as you are sitting right now, you so can travel. The only thing is to enter into a mood of silence. When you enter the mood of silence, then you kill any noise around you and subside your brain onto a certain point of peace or into a composition of sleepness. Then you go. So the people whose souls normally travel, they enter the mood of meditation. So what they normally do is to cross their leg, they sit down, and then kill any noise around them. Most of the times they play some slow sound. That sound gives their mind a rhythm. What I mean is that it helps them so that in a way that their mind can focus on one thing. So the more the sound is playing, the more that sound is playing, they focus their mind on that sound. When they focus on their mind on that sound, then they'll be able to kill any voice or any noise around them. So all their mind and their brain will focus on that sound. So on this process, on the vehicle of imagination, then their soul will travel. It's just simple as that. So when they enter into the mood of meditation and enter into the process and their soul travels, you can enter into 5 years of your life. So if there's an accident, then you wipe it off and create reality on that point. Then you come back and leave it. That's how it works. When there is an accident ahead of your life in 5 years later, in 10 years later, that's one of the benefits on soul travel. When you enter into that mood of meditation and or the soul travel and your soul comes out and enter into that realm, then you wipe that accident over there, then you create reality over there, then you come back into normal life and live it. That's how it works. This is why a lot of people are making it in life. A Christian will sleep for the whole night while someone also has crossed their legs chanting, allowing their soul to travel into the next 10 years to bring good things into their life. You are asleep, then you wake up in the morning, you go to your workshop. When you get there, you just do cross like the way Romans do. You just do cross, then you go and sit down and start selling. Let me tell you something. So far as you have prayed does not mean that your life will be successful for you. So far as you have done anything does not mean that you have prayed for the whole night does not mean that your life will go successful as you're expecting. No, it does not work in that way. One thing that you need to know is that anything that we need on this earth, as a man was created, anything that you need has been provided already. So for you to receive all these things, you need to work it out. You can't just pray just like that and say things are going to work for you. You need to work things out. So when your soul travels, it enters into another dimension called ancestral world. I'll be back with the next episode. So keep watching and continue to share this video. I love you so much. See you next time on the next episode.